Peace and mercy of God be upon you, dear brothers and sisters. How can we practice Islam nowadays? Is practicing Islam compatible with our style of life nowadays? Those questions will be answered in this episode, which its topic is what is Islam in practice? But before discussing this question, let me introduce our channel The Reform to you. Here we present Islam as it was practicing by the Messenger of Allah and his companions, as we present also how to implement the true Islam in your daily life. So if you are interested in learning Islam from Quran and Sunnah, you have to subscribe in our channel. Now let's get started by the support of Allah, glory be to Him. If we analysis the definition of Islam that we have seen before, which is submitting oneself to Allah alone without a partner, we will find that Islam is a very deep decision, according which everything, however so small or so big, is for Allah only, and that's what Allah mentioned in
قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ.
Say, indeed, my prayer, my rites of sacrifice, my living and my dying are for Allah, Lord of the worlds.
لا شريك له وبذلك أمرت وأنا أول المسلمين.
No partner has He, and this I have been commanded, and I am the first among you of the Muslims.
So all your life is for Allah alone, including your social life, political life, economic life, all of that is for Allah alone. Only Allah is who commands, and you obey. That implies that you aren't submitted to any authority, except the authority of Allah, and that is what Allah emphasizes by saying after the previous verses.
قُلْ أَغَيْرَ اللَّهِ أَبْغِي رَبًّا وَهُوَ رَبُّ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ.
Say, is it other than Allah I should desire as a Lord while He is the Lord of all things?
So in practice the Muslim must limit his sources of orders he receives in Quran and Sunnah only, because Allah didn't send to us anything but Quran and Sunnah. That means the Muslim is not subject neither to the county law, nor the society law, nor even his own passion, and that's what makes practicing Islam difficult, because no one will easily accept rebelling against his law. Hence the governing authority will torture and persecute all who decided to surrender to Allah alone. And that what always happened with Muslims in the history of humanity. For example, when the magicians of Pharaoh announced that they submit to the Lord of Moses,
وَأُلْقِيَ السَّحَرَةُ سَاجِدِينَ.
And the magicians fell down in prostration to Allah.
قَالُوا آمَنَّا بِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ.
They said, we have believed in the Lord of the worlds,
رَبِّ مُوسَى وَهَارُونَ.
the Lord of Moses and Aaron.
Pharaoh threatened them by torment, as Allah told us in
قَالَ فِرْعَوْنُ آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ قَبْلَ أَنْ آذَنَ لَكُمْ إِنَّ هَذَا لَمَكْرٌ مَكَرْتُمُوهُ فِي الْمَدِينَةِ لِتُخْرِجُوا مِنْهَا أَهْلَهَا فَسَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ.
Said Pharaoh, you believed in him before I gave you permission. Indeed, this is a conspiracy which you conspired in the city to expel therefrom its people. But you are going to know.
لَأُقَطِّعَنَّ أَيْدِيَكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ مِنْ خِلَافٍ ثُمَّ لَأُصَلِّبَنَّكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ.
I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides. Then I will surely crucify you all.
Pharaoh threatened them because he perfectly knows that the magicians have broken his law by believing in the Lord of Moses, because believing in Allah means don't observe any law, including the Pharaoh law, except the Allah's law. Allah has told us in several times in Quran that the implementation of the decision of Islam is not easy, and need a lot of sacrifices and endurance.
أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأساء والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله ألا إن نصر الله قريب.
Or do you think that you will enter paradise while such trial has not yet come to you as came to those who passed on before you? They were touched by poverty and hardship and were shaken until even their messenger and those who believed with him said, "When is the help of Allah?" Unquestionably, the help of Allah is near.
And in his saying,
وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ.
And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and a loss of wealth and lives and fruit. But give good tidings to the patient.
الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
Who, when disaster strikes them, say, "Indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return."
أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون.
Those are the ones upon whom are blessings from their Lord and mercy, and it is those who are rightly guided.
because to be a slave to Allah alone means to be against all the world. Hence all the world will fight you in all possible ways. Your country will be the first who will fight you. Because your Islam means breaking its law, therefore you will be put in jail, or you will evade in the countryside where you will not be under their authority. Your family also will be angry against you, because by your Islam you have broken your belonging to them, and your relationship with them from now on is defined by what is Islam says. And only at this moment the previous verses will be fulfilled in you, and you can hope that you will be among the companions of paradise. Certainly, it's so hard to be fought by all the world. But Allah will give you the inner peace, tranquility, and happiness, because that's what He has promised who follows His revelation in.
قال اهبطا منها جميعا بعضكم لبعض عدو فإما يأتينكم مني هدى فمن اتبع هداي فلا يضل ولا يشقى.
Allah said, "Descend from paradise, all your descendants being enemies to one another. And if there should come to you guidance from me, then whoever follows my guidance will neither go astray in the world nor suffer in the hereafter."
In the opposite side, if you refuse submitting to Allah by following His guidance, your life will be empty and so difficult, even though you have money and all you want, because you will never feel inner peace, so you will always be worried about the future, expecting the worst. And that is what Allah said in the following verses.
ومن أعرض عن ذكري فإن له معيشة ضنكا ونحشره يوم القيامة أعمى.
And whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed he will have a depressed life, and we will gather him on the day of resurrection blind.
قال رب لم حشرتني أعمى وقد كنت بصيرا.
He will say, "My Lord, why have you raised me blind while I was once seeing?"
قال كذلك أتتك آياتنا فنسيتها وكذلك اليوم تنسى.
Allah will say, Thus did our signs come to you, and you forgot them, and thus will you this day be forgotten.
وكذلك نجزي من أسرف ولم يؤمن بآيات ربه ولعذاب الآخرة أشد وأبقى.
And thus do we recompense he who transgressed and did not believe in the signs of his Lord, and the punishment of the hereafter is more severe and more enduring.
In conclusion, we can say that although practicing Islam is not easy, it is still the best way to live this life due to the inner peace and tranquility it brings, and of course, it is the only way to avoid the severe torment of the hereafter. If you have any question about what does practically Islam mean, or other topics related to Islam, post it in comments section. I will answer you as soon as possible, inshallah. And peace and mercy of Allah be upon you all.